It is time for another adventure. Welcome back, and today I'll be doing my Percy Jackson and the Olympians Season 2 episode title prediction. So I'm really excited for Percy Jackson Season 2. Season 1 was so good. The entire season I give a 10 out of 10 because it handled the pacing amazingly with how it adapted the Lightning Thief and what it took from there, what it kind of changed a little. It was great. Season 1 was, and I have a feeling Season 2 is going to be the same as Season 1, maybe even a little better. Which, how do you get better than something that's already great? That's something that's already amazing. You don't. But Percy Jackson Season 2, I have a feeling it's going to. Kind of like Ahsoka Season 2 will be a step up from Season 1, which Season 1 was already great. So how do you top that? But yeah, I think Episode 1 will be titled My Best Friend Shops for a Wedding Dress. I think it'll be I think the opening of I think the opening scene of Season 2 will be showing Grover, the introduction to the empathy link, showing Grover being captured by Polyphemus, which would be pretty cool. That would be a great opening to the season, and we'll get introduced to Tyson, which Percy will already be friends with Tyson, and we'll be like, oh, he seems cool. And then at the end of the episode, towards the end of the episode, when the monsters attack, we'll see Tyson save Percy, and that'll leave us being like, what? And then Annabeth will come in and save them, and then we'll have a lot of lingering questions, which is probably why they're doing a 2-episode premiere. And then Episode 2 will be titled Episode 2 will be titled We Hail the Taxi of Eternal Torment, and I think that'll be the where we get the Grey Sisters and that funny scene from the book from Sea of Monsters, and where Percy, Annabeth, and Tyson are going to camp, and it's under attack, and they save Clarice from the bulls and all that, and they learn that Thalia's tree has been poisoned. And I think at the end of Episode 2 is when we'll find out along with Percy, that Tyson is a Cyclops. I think the first 2 episodes are gonna really be the building blocks of what the rest of Season 2 will be. And then I think Episode 3 will be titled I Get a New Cabinet. I think this will be kind of the filler type episode. I mean, I don't think it's going to be actually a filler, but compared to the other episodes, I think it'll be a filler. But I do think it'll definitely progress the plot a little. We'll be introduced to Tantalus, Chiron will leave, Tyson will be claimed by Poseidon, which will be crazy to see. We'll get another empathy link between Percy and Grover, which will be pretty cool. I think that'll be pretty cool. So I think this episode will definitely build to what is going to happen in Season 2. And I think towards the end of the episode is when Hermes will return and give his stuff to Percy and send Percy on the quest to leave camp. I think Episode 3 will also end on a cliffhanger, which will be pretty cool. And then I think Episode 4 will be titled We Board the Princess Andromeda. I think Episode 4 of Season 2 will be the first time we see Luke in Season 2. So we'll have to wait longer than the first time we saw him in Season 1, because the first time we saw him in Season 1 was Season 1, Episode 2. So, but of course, Luke is the villain. So we've been building up to him, especially Episode 3 when we get Hermes. That is definitely building up to Luke. And I think Luke will give his speech about Kronos and how the gods betrayed him, how he feels betrayed by the gods. And Luke's story in this show, in Percy Jackson, and in the Percy Jackson show, it kind of reminds me of Anakin and how Anakin turned to the dark side and how Anakin became Vader. And Kronos kind of reminds me of Palpatine. He's the mastermind behind all this. Yeah. after season 2, I might make like another video where where I go deeper into this, how Luke is kind of like Anakin. Crazy, Avatar Fire and Ash might be taken from Star Wars. And so is Percy Jackson, the Olympians, it seems like. That's crazy. And then I think episode 5 will be titled Clarice Blows Up Everything. I think this will be where they intersect with Clarice. And I think like the main part of the episode will be like them aboard the CSS Birmingham. They will have escaped the Princess Andromeda and at the end of the previous episode. So like I think this will be where they travel through the Sea of Monsters, which will be crazy to see. Like it's going to be visually spectacular to see. So that's going to be great. And I think it'll end on a cliffhanger with us, along with Percy, thinking that Tyson has died when the CSS Birmingham blows up. When we know that, us that have read the books will know that Tyson survives and will come back. But it'll still be cool to see it on the TV. Like on the screen. And then I think episode 6 will be titled We Check In at CC Spawn Resort. I think this one will kind of also be a little bit of a filler, kind of like I said episode 3 will be. But I think it will definitely progress the story. I think the first kind of like half of the episode will be them checking out at CC's and the mystery with Cersei, and then they'll escape. And then the second half of the episode will be them getting closer to Polyphemus's island and the thing with the singing, like things that where we see Percy have to save Annabeth, and like where Annabeth got the visions of what could be, and Percy has to save her. I think that would be pretty cool. And then we'll learn the prophecy. I mean, in episode 3, we'll definitely we'll definitely get the scene where Chiron tells Annabeth not to tell Percy the prophecy, and that'll leave us being like, oh, wait, what's this prophecy? And then in episode 6, we learn what the prophecy is. So that kind of like builds throughout the show. I think that would be pretty cool. So like, there's not just one big plot point. There's several different ones. And we think like Percy's the one, like the one that the prophecy is talking about. And then later on in season 2, like with the final scene. And then episode 7, I think it'll be titled We Meet the Sheep of Doom. I think it'll be Percy and Annabeth arriving on Polyphemus's island, and I think this will be like one of the craziest episodes of the entire series. I think it'll be like, they'll like meet back up with Clarice, they'll save Grover, they'll be battling Polyphemus, and then Tyson will save them, and he'll reveal how he survived, which will be pretty cool. Maybe get a little flashback scene to showing his survival. That'd be pretty cool. And then the episode ends with them arriving in Miami. And then I think episode 8 will be titled Party Ponies Invade. I think it'll be like the episode where like they send like the finale, of course. They'll send Clarice back to camp, and like they'll learn that Luke is in Miami and the Princess Andromeda's there. Then they'll battle like Percy will be battling Luke, and then Chiron and all the centaurs will come and save them, which will be pretty cool to see. And then they'll like leave, and that'll be the last time we see Luke in season 2. So we won't be seeing a lot of Luke in season 2, but like we'll definitely see him, and we'll get a little bit of character development with Luke across from the beginning of season 2 to the end of season 2. And we'll see them return to camp with Chiron and Tantalus disappearing. That'll be funny to see, because it was really funny in the book. And then episode 3 we'll see we'll definitely see the chariot races, but episode 8 we'll see them again for like the last time of the season. And then I think the ending of the season is going to be like the craziest ending so far to like Percy Jackson 10, Percy Jackson episode. It'll be even crazier than when we find out that Tyson is a Cyclops along with Percy. Like, I think, yeah, the entire season will end with Thalia's revival. Which will be crazy. And then that'll get us really coming up with theories for Percy Jackson season 3, which is going to adapt the Titan's Curse, where we'll see more of Thalia, which is going to be crazy to see. And then we'll like start to be like, so was the prophecy about Percy or was the prophecy about Thalia? But of course, those who've read the books will know who the prophecy was about. I haven't read all the books up, but I'm definitely going to. But yeah, I'm really excited for Percy Jackson season 2. It's gonna be great. Like, Sea of Monsters was such a great book. Like, so because of course the Lightning Thief was like introducing us to this world, and that's what season 1 did so well. But season 2, we already kind of know this world, but of course we get introduced to the Sea of Monsters, which is going to be pretty cool to explore. But yeah, that'll be the end of this video. So yeah, right now I'll do my closing and say bye. Make sure to like, hit the notification bell, and subscribe. Until next time, guys, bye.